Where are you doing in the world? We are really curious. Let us know whether it's morning, evening, like for Cristina, morning for me, like in Leeds, UK. Do let us know where you're joining us from because we want to go the show really global. Welcome back to Hot and Spicy Conversations with Cristina, Davy, and myself. Today we have another probably provocative conversation for you, and I'm really curious, what are we gonna hear back from you? Cristina, would you like to announce that?
Yes, absolutely. So today we are talking about what is the difference between a boy and a man in a relationship. Hot, hot topic.
It really
uh,
is.
I just must agree that some of the topics we choose are really really spicy. I
It's
think
true.
mainly because it can trigger people, right? Like not everyone is willing to hear some truths, of being kept accountable, or really getting the awareness into
Yes.
how they're showing up. So, and I just want to say that we always have both sides of the coin. So we like to create awareness for men and for women. So of course next topic the topic for next week is going to be what, Olga?
It will be what is the difference between a little girl and a mature woman. So
Hmm.
just imagine the theme for today. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Olga, what do you think is the main thing that comes to mind that
Oh,
should
oh.
really create awareness for us, if we are dealing with, a man or a boy behavior in a relationship? What will be the first thing that comes to mind for you?
Oh, thank God you said first thing rather the only thing, because there's only one thing, okay? But first thing I would say probably it is indecisiveness. It is
Oh.
indecisiveness, right? If you ask any woman on earth, she will tell you that actually what do we really like in a man? It is their decisiveness. Them being able to make those strong decisions, them being in charge of decisions, right? It really is about them being in charge of decisions. I don't mean all of the decisions, and of course I do believe in compromise and all of that, but when you have somebody next to you who is very indecisive, it gives you a lot of insecurity, it gives you lots of
Mm.
uncertainty, it gives you a lot of unsettlement, right? And then you feel you got to step up. And think about it even at a friends level. Let's say you go out with friends and even just girls, right? And there's one girl who's always indecisive. There's one girl who's like, I'm not sure. Do I want this or do I want that? I'm not sure what do I want to do. It gives you even a little bit of anxiety, right? So guys, we have the same anxiety when you are indecisive. Right. So that's why if you really want to show up as a man, you got to learn how to make those decisions. You got to learn how to have that certainty within you so you actually give it to us so we can sense it within you. So what do you think about this, Christina?
Oh gosh, you nail it, like spot on. Like I was like inside myself going like, yes, yes, yes. How and it is a masculine trait, right? It is
Yes.
a healthy masculine to be able to take tough decisions and really show up in a way that it will actually support you to achieve your goals in that specific area or that specific circumstance that you're having. Indecisiveness can be has a lot of consequences. I
Mm.
use this word a lot lately, and it is because often when we don't show up with maturity,
Mm.
right, it will have consequences. And one thing that I would like to bring up is actually maturity, emotional maturity, especially when it comes to a relationship. It's so important, knowing how to assume responsibility, right?
Mhm.
How to own things, how to have conversations about feelings, right? Without feeling threatened by judgment, and without feeling threatened that you are weak, and without feeling really like giving that impression that you just don't want to grow
Mm.
up. I just want things. A lot of men that just want things easy, right? And because they want things easy, they just keep avoiding responsibilities. And
Yes.
when you avoid responsibility in a relationship, it falls onto a woman And what that's going to do is it's going to turn her into the man that
Yes.
you are not. And then it's going to be extremely unpleasant for the both of you, because she's going to become overwhelmed and stressed and critical and like just really, shut down. And then you're losing, your polarity, you're losing, the passion, you're losing, the peace that you're actually looking for.
Mhm.
So being able to brave through conversations about feelings, about plans, about goals, to be able to own what you've done and say sorry, and to be able to um, admit, hey, I fear this, and I'm still gonna take a decision, and I'm, going to take the decision that's achieving my goal. Uh, I think that's not just super appealing, but inspiring, and it makes a woman feel so protected and
Mhm.
so open and so like into that relationship because she
Mhm.
feels safe. So, yeah, emotional maturity, maturity in general, taking responsibility, mixed with decision taking. Oh, so hot.
It is pretty hard. Absolutely, Christina. You're so spot on. And you are right. When it comes to a man, it is about them being able to communicate. And I know, and dear man, please start talking. There's a big stigma in the world that men cannot express themselves, men cannot share their feelings, men cannot talk. Well, that's why you guys you have highest suicidal rate amongst you versus women, right? Because when you don't talk, you bottle it up. And then also, we feel when you don't talk with us, like you don't let us into your world. Like you don't trust us with your feelings. You don't trust us with your emotions. People talk about trust. Well, trust is not only about, oh, you're not going to cheat on me. Trust is also, I trust you with my world. I trust you with
Mm,
what I feel. I trust you with what I think. And when you don't share with us, we feel like you're keeping us outside of that, behind the wall. Like think of these
yeah.
ancient big cities, right? They always have these huge walls. That's how we feel with you, right? So you are spot on. Men, they know how to talk because they know it doesn't make them weak. It doesn't make
Yes.
them weak. Boys are afraid of talking because they think it makes them weak. And it's
Mm,
beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful to watch the transformation between a boy to a man when they learn how to communicate, when they learn how to talk, when they learn how to express themselves. Oh, you're so spot on, Christina. Absolutely. And I love what you mentioned there. You also mentioned goals, right? This is something we got to remember that boys, they have like a vision board on the wall. Oh, I want that Ferrari. And one day gonna come to me. One day gonna come to me. One day gonna come to me. And that's it, no action, right? Men, they have proactivity. Men, they go and get it. They're go getters. They
yes.
don't just have goals. They go and get them. They go and
Yes.
get them. They chase them. The same thing with women. Girls, if you have a guy who is actually not pursuing you, not chasing you, he could be just a boy yet. He needs to grow up. He needs to grow up
Yes.
because a
Mm,
man, he's a chaser. He is a go-getter. If he's into you, he will go and get you. If he is not, leave him alone. Let him grow up. I would say let him grow his mustache. Literally, right? Let him grow his
ouch.
mustache. I know, but we have to call it out. We have to call it
Yes.
out, right?
Mm,
Because very often we women will make it so easy for men. Because like, yes, I know he's still immature. Yeah, that means you'll have to deal with that immaturity for the rest of your life. For the rest
mm,
of your life. Are you willing to do so? Just open your
mm.
eyes. Are you willing to do so? Because if he's immature
And it,
now, he might grow up, but he might not.
yeah, yeah. And it will show up in like, he doesn't get his driver license. He doesn't want to do
Yes.
things around the house, fix things, right? It will show up in uh, being inconsistent financially, like, not having any financial goals or keep tracking his money, this kind of these are the signs. If you want to look for them, these are the signs, especially financially.
Mm-hmm.
They will be very inconsistent with earning money. They will avoid work or get sick often, calling sickies, right? So
Mm-hmm.
uh, there will be a lot of sitting, a lot of
Yes.
sitting, and lack of like being active, as in, they might be playing games, they might be focused on, um, what produces instant gratification, pleasure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing the work or what it takes to get somewhere. So often, someone who is showing up more like a boy, Peter Pan syndrome, as we call it in coaching. So if they have the Peter Pan syndrome, right, they really care just about themselves most of the time.
Yes.
They're so focused on fulfilling their needs. It's kind of like my way or the highway. And if you don't like it, that's too bad, pretty much. So
Mm.
you're gonna get that feeling like you don't matter. And I think it's important that we highlight the financial responsibility, the
Mm.
lack of financial responsibility of a boy versus a man. A man will pay his bills on time, will, as I said, plan, to save money. He will have a plan to not just, as you said, that vision board, but actually really taking the steps
Yes.
towards that, and they talk about it, and you see signs of them, right? So especially for
Mm.
those of you single ladies out there, if you don't see the signs, if the words don't match the actions, then you're pretty much dealing with Peter Pan.
Mm.
And
I
I
agree
don't
with
want
you.
him to
Gosh.
grow up.
Exactly, right? I just want to be still little. That's so true. Gosh, I just feel like we're right now just stabbing so many things, but we got to call it out. We got to call it out, right? And I would like to mention one more thing. And by the way, just to, for reassurance and for you all, just to give you a little disclaimer, it doesn't matter the age. You can be a
Yep.
man in your 20s and you can be a boy in your 60s. Okay, the age doesn't play any difference really here because I've seen boys and I've seen man in different ages, right? After working with so
Yeah.
many men. But one more thing I would like to mention is that a boy is the one that is constantly seeking validation. Seeking validation,
Yeah.
seeking approval. They're still in their cheating zone. They're still in what is the next woman? Oh yeah, she likes me. Oh yeah, she likes me. A man, he's confident. A man, he knows his worth. He knows his worth. Okay, and he knows what he is after in life. Okay, he values to be with that one woman, and he is picky with that woman because he knows his worth. Okay, he
Mm-hmm.
knows his worth. That's something I know right now. Many men, you'll be angry at me. You'll be like, oh, so what if I go after so many women? Well, yes, you are still a boy. Just admit it. You still wanted validation. You're still not sure about yourself and your worth and what do you think you want. And that's why you're still looking, you're still glancing, you're still literally being distracted by everything, right? That's why
Mm-hmm.
women, I also had to realize in my own marriage, right? As you know, Cristina, also as many people know, right? That I'm still with a boy. That's why I had to walk away because I'm no one to help 57-year-old to get mature. Who am I?
Yeah.
Right? It's his
Yeah.
job to get mature, right? So that's where you got to really realize if you're still with a boy, they'll be after every skirt out there because they're still insecure, they still need validation, they still need somebody like a mama coming around and tell them, oh, you're a good boy. Oh, you're a good boy, right? A man, they are secure. A man, they're confident. A man, they know their worth and they don't waste their time on little games and like little stuff, right? That's the big difference you got to look at.
Yeah, and they don't get intimidated by strong women, right? Who
No,
have goals, who
no,
have drive, who have. They don't put them down for what they're achieving and what they get right. So a man will be proud of his woman achievements. A man
yes,
will speak in public about what she's achieving, and will use great terms, right? You'll use compliments, and it will
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge your success, to you and
Mm-hmm.
others as well.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to notice a lot of that. I think the other thing I would like to bring up is also uh, commitment when it comes to, especially
Mm.
emotional commitment, right? So
Mm.
some people never want to grow up. They just see themselves
Yeah.
as single all the time. So there's going to be a lack of commitment,
Yes.
uh, and emotional commitment to you. So they are
Mm-hmm.
going to be afraid of love,
Mm-hmm.
afraid of marriage, or
Mm-hmm.
afraid of. I'm not trying to say that, obviously marriage is not for everyone. Some people just like the institution of marriage, and some people don't, and that's totally okay. But they just have that fear of commitment and what
Yes.
it means, what it brings with it. Yeah.
Yes.
So where a man will go this distance for love, he will
Mm.
fight for it. He will do what it takes, to ensure the safety and
Yes.
longevity of the relationship. He will chase what needs to be chased, and reach milestones in that relationship. So watch for that too.
Oh, spot on, Christina. Absolutely spot on. Well, I am really curious. What would our listeners could add to this list today? We have such extensive
Mhm.
list there, and I guess we can go on and on and on, right? But still, I'm
Absolutely.
really curious to hear from you guys. Do let us know first where you are watching us from. We want to make sure that this show goes as far as possible, but also, what could you add to this list? Or have you experienced one of those? Like, what do you think about that? Do you really can relate as these boys and man behavior? And what do you think is right? Or maybe even what is wrong? We would love you to challenge us. We really would love to. What we're saying is not because this is the truth. Okay, what we're sharing is what we know. We're also sharing our opinions, as you notice, also our experiences. So we would love to hear your truth. We would love to hear your experiences. And I have so many private messages reaching out to me. Even yesterday, I spoke to somebody and they said, "I love your show with Christina. You always share so many things." Not always I agree though. I'm like, good. We want you to disagree. We want you to call us out. We want you because that's why we make it provocative, right? Because we want
Mhm.
that to be interesting. We want that to be really kind of spiking some conversations. So please do let us know what do you think about this. Okay. In any case, if you're right now a single lady and you're thinking, oof, it's all great. Okay, I learned now the difference between man and a boy. Yes, I can see I was attracting mainly boys in my past. Okay, what do I do now? Reach out to Christina. This see this lady on the screen? This is the lady you need to work with. Okay, because she has amazing program for single ladies in order to help you to attract the right man, not a boy, a man into your life. Okay, so make sure you reach out to
Thank
Christina,
you.
join her group, join her courses, and change your life.
Thank you, Olga. And for those of you who are in a relationship or dealing with infidelity, lack of trust, maybe lack of intimacy, please reach out to Olga. She has some great insight, great advice, on programs. You will see a transformation, not just in your relationship, but
Mm.
in yourself. So no matter what goals you have in your relationship, she will help you reach them. Often we don't know what we don't know,
Yes.
and one really well placed question can raise so much self awareness in, some of the mistakes you're making, some of the good things that you gotta keep doing. You might think they're not good. It will solve self doubt. Maybe that push and pull, pattern that comes into your relationship. So get that self-awareness and the
Mm.
knowledge and the skill from Olga. She will support you in your relationship, so you don't have to go through a divorce, which, let's be honest, is so costly, or the emotional baggage that comes with a breakup as well. So thank you so much to all of you who have joined us today. Don't forget that next week we are going to be talking about what's the difference between a girl and a mature woman in a relationship. We'll love to see you there. We'll love to hear your comments and opinions. And as usual, well, ciao for now.
Thank you so much, Christina. It was wonderful to do the show today with you